Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sherri Johnson. Welcome to RISMedia webinar series. As people are joining us live, we are excited to have this edition focused on mastering social media, tips and tools that work, sponsored by ACE, RISMedia's ACE program. And we're going to dive into lots of great content today to show you how to maximize social media content and how to use all kinds of social media advertising to generate more business for you. And we've got a great panel today that I'm excited about introducing to you. And we will get started with the panelists. Okay, so our first panelist, I'm Sherri Johnson, by the way, speaker, coach, and consultant, and excited to be the moderator for today's panel. As I mentioned, we've got a great cast of panelists. I'll get started in introducing them. We have more people joining us as we start. Pam Charron, broker and associate from Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, Florida Realty. Pam's been a licensed realtor since 2004. She moved her business from New England to Florida in 2007, and in her sales area covers the greater Sarasota area, including Siesta Key, Lakewood Ranch, and Longboat Key. The company as a whole closed more than $3 billion. That's $3 billion with a B in 2017, and Pam completed the year as Berkshire Hathaway's HomeServices Florida Realty's #1 agent in volume, with more than $900,000 in gross commissions earned. She credits a large part of her success to utilizing social media. Welcome, Pam.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much for being here. We're excited to hear about your success and how you use social media and ACE.
I'm happy to be here as well.
Good. Next, Brenda Noffert from Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Alliance in Wichita, Kansas. Brenda is an associate broker with Better Homes and Gardens in Wichita, Kansas. She's been involved in real estate for over 2 decades, starting in Detroit and moving her to her current area. Over her career, she's seen how social media can help bring in new clients, and she herself has been changing with the social media times. Brenda, welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Got a lot of great value to add. I can say that, definitely. Very excited. Next, Amy Curry, who is with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices New England Properties as a luxury collection specialist in working out of the Westport, Connecticut office. Amy relies on her 21 years of expertise in real estate. Her numbers in 2017 were increasing, with her most notable transaction being a sale of over $2.8 million with a classic home, 1928 home situated, sounds phenomenal, in Norwalk, Connecticut. As a baby boomer, she finds that using ACE content helps her better connect to the millennials and makes her stand out amongst other realtors in her area. Hi, Amy. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. You've got some great examples to share with everyone. We're thrilled you're here. Thank you. And last but not least, Ron Rose, who he's a broker owner, sole broker owner of RE/MAX Nexus in Birmingham, Michigan, has a team, has been in the business a long time, using social media in lots of creative ways. Ron, welcome.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So we also have from RISMedia Director of Client Solutions, Peter DeSalvo, who will be here to answer questions about ACE and add lots of great value to our conversation. Hi, Peter.
Hey, Sherri. Thank you very much for the introduction, and thank you for moderating this event. I'd also like to say a very big thank you to our panelists, Amy, Brenda, Pam, Ron. Thank you all very much for taking the time out of your very busy schedules to be here. Whenever RISMedia presents a webinar having to do with social media, we always draw a lot of interest. And I know the audience is very appreciative to all of you for sharing your wisdom and tips on how you use social media in your business. And if RISmedia's ACE helps you do that, we'd love to hear about that too. So I'll be hanging out here in the background and happy to help if any specific or technical questions come about using ACE. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Peter. So my first question, as I'm going to show several slides that demonstrate ACE and what ACE even stands for those of you who don't know, automated content engagement, which is amazing. So we've got some examples of how all of you are using that. So there'll be some examples we can all speak to. But the first thing I wanted to ask you about each of you is, how have you incorporated ACE into your social media strategy? And Brenda, I'll go with you first.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This is so much fun. My biggest thing is up until I started with ACE, I was a Facebook stalker. I would troll my past clients and future clients and respond, but never really engage. And it was the bane to my existence to try and break out of my daily routine to actually go engage in social media, because it was just, it's time consuming, it's miserable, and it just drives me nuts. And what ACE has allowed me to do is, instead of being the troll where I wait for my clients and past clients to say something before I respond, I actually have call to action, and I have things that, because the content is so relevant, I can actually post information that I understand and that is useful for my clients and past clients and future clients. So I'm able to engage and not just troll. And it has been such a huge help for me, for people who, are so used to me just responding to their stuff with a smiley face or a like or whatever, to actually reach out to them and say personally, hey, I saw this and thought of you. And it just brings that emotional connection one level up, which I had not been able to do before ACE, because it was just not a priority for me. It felt like it was overwhelming, and now it's so much easier.
Yes, it is. It can be a daunting task, and what's so great is this ACE takes all the time, commitment, all of the content that's written by their editorial staff. It's relevant, it's real estate focused, it's coming from the leader in real estate news. And I think that everyone will agree that's what makes it really nice to incorporate into your social media. And you just said before, you were before just sort of watching everybody on Facebook, and now you're getting engagement, which is the key. So the key to successful social media is not just posting things, but actually getting people to respond and reply. And that's awesome. I'm glad you pointed that out. This is real engagement. This example here is one example of how ACE, the content is consumer focused, friendly. It's about real estate. It's about lifestyle, and it really does engage your prospects. And it's not just about you trying to sell them a house, right? So
on this particular one, the fraud alerts thing, I we had our area, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to monopolize things, but our title company sent out, we had a big fraud deal here, and it was awful, cost the title company an awful lot of money, created a whole bunch of problems for people. So throughout every listing, when I sit down and talk to people, I talk to them about fraud. And if they ever get an email from me that asks for any information other than how they're doing, it's not from me, and they need to call me before they answer it. And so when I got this, I sent it personally to every one of my past clients over the last month, and said, I thought of you when I saw this because we talked about fraud. This particular advertisement that we're looking at got me 2 listings.
Got you 2 listings. Fantastic.
Just because I tagged them in it and sent it to, or not tagged them, but sent it to them personally in their email and said, we were talking about fraud. If you're not doing this, you probably should. And it got me 2 listings.
And it's wonderful. And, I want to mention for anyone who's new to hearing even about ACE, the system is automatic. It is auto delivered to your Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter accounts. And then you can also personally send these out in your own email, drip campaigns out of your own CRM. So that's what's really even better. I think that's what you did in this case. And I think you even mentioned to me the people who aren't on Facebook are able to see those. Pam, talk to us about how you incorporated your ACE program into your social media and what it's done for you.
Hello?
Hi.
Did you lose me? Hello?
Pam,
Hello? Do you have me now?
We do. You're on.
Okay, great. Okay, good. Well, I think the first early steps of me using social media, and this may be useful for agents that have moved from one location to another. You mentioned that I was in New England as a realtor back in 2007, and when I moved to Sarasota, I did not know a soul, not one person. So I knew that it was critical to stay in contact with everybody, not just family and friends, but also other realtors for referrals and such like that. So it was important in 2007 for me to make sure that I had an up-to-date profile. And that's how I started using social media, because I didn't know anybody. I needed to grab people from the outside and let them know that I'm now a realtor here in Florida. So that was early on, why I got so involved with social media. The information that ACE provides is very useful information. I think the consumers today, there was a period of time, probably 15, 20 years ago, well, it was all about who was the most successful realtor, all about what they had for listings, because the information did not flow as easily and was not as available today. Even though the consumer, buyers or sellers, need to know that we are successful and you've built a business, the reality is they don't want to see everything about you. So I integrated ACE into my regularly into my social media, because there's quality content, that things that are mentioned that might be relevant to the consumer, and not just, and then I supplement it with this great property came on the market today. So hopefully that answers the question. It's kind of initially make sure that you use it to stay in in contact with everyone that you know, and hopefully you gain new followers because your content is so relevant.
Excellent. And you said as well, social media works for you 24/7, and this is automated. It's easy, and it got you into a new market quickly.
Correct. And not only is it automated, it's, I have tested over the years several different types of social media. I'm going to post for you. And I quite frankly feel this is the best. And I say that with confidence, because when you read the information that is posted for you, I have not cringed, because I set myself up automatically to get that. And there have been times past where you connect to it and it's all trying to sell you something or directing you out to another website. This is professionally written information, and there has not been one post that I have not been very proud to have on my site. So I think that's a really important part, and I say that with sincerity. I think that's a very important thing for everyone to know, is that the content is specifically written with us in mind, not to sell another website.
I absolutely agree with that.
That's a very good point to bring up, and that is what's great about it. It is consumer friendly. it is taking that burden off of you. You're busy. You're trying to do what you do best, which is list and sell homes, and without having to hire an assistant, you can have this done. It's off your list, and it's so professionally done. Thank you for pointing that out. I agree with you. Ron, thank you, Pam, for your comments. They're very
You're
helpful.
welcome.
Ron, you're using this on an enterprise level. Can you help tell our audience what that means and how you've taken ACE and used it within your entire brokerage?
Yeah, absolutely. So the slide that you have up is one that is published to our office Facebook page or our business page. A lot of our agents will share our content, but since we're using it on the enterprise level, we obviously, each of our agents are offered their own individual platform, and the regular ongoing curation of timely content that's posted on not just our office's page, but our agents' page who are at our firm. They're timely, they're relevant, they make sense. They're the actual taglines that come out where some of the information is similar between agents. It's not like some of these other social media content posters that were previously mentioned, just trying some of these other companies that will automatically post content for you. Sometimes they'll post the same thing. And I think, Sherri, when you and I discussed, there's everybody's connected to, say, a lender out there that, like, around the holidays that you'll get an email, but then you get like 12 of the same templated email from the same company. And
Right.
And on the enterprise level, when we're talking about something that's relevant information, that's timely, it'll even be somewhat customized with maybe a different image, a different call to action based on the agent. So if we're all sharing similar information, it certainly seems like it was individual and intended. Like, I thought you'd find this interesting. It's just as a brief statement, or what do you think of this? Just questions, engaging people to respond. I thought that was really, really interesting to compare that when we look at it being deployed amongst all of our agents at our firm and the different responses that they get. It just makes it seem so much more individual and personal. And I think that's a key factor behind social media, is being social, just being individual. And it really captures that essence when syndicating that out. So I thought that was really neat.
And you're mentioning specifically in the post, so that the way the post is, the tag in the post is what is different, and everybody has a different tag, as if they did it themselves, and it doesn't look like everybody has the same program, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, Peter, that your program can do that. We all seem to be in agreement that it's amazing that the post itself could be the same post, but it looks as though it was individualized when it was posted.
Well, yeah, actually, that's a great point. We do use an algorithm, so actually, even for an office like the size of Ron's, a good portion of most people will all be getting a different post. One agent might get an article, another might be doing a video, somebody else might be getting an infographic. So we kind of randomize every time we post. And that's another really good point, is when your visitors get to your Facebook page, they see a snippet of that article or that video, they'll click on it, and they're going to land back on we call it the ACE branded page. And that's a page where we've kind of stripped out all the RISMedia stuff. It's going to be branded to you, to the agent, to the broker. It's going to have your information, your headshot, all those sort of things.
Excellent. And just as a reminder, so this is giving us 30 posts, up to 30 posts per month with different content. You can, as an agent, you can select how often those posts are going out, if it's daily or 3 times a week. You can review the content before it posts, or you can just put it on automatic. And it sounds like all of you are using that auto feature, where some of you said to me, you can't wait to read the articles because they're that great. Very good stuff. I would like Amy to weigh in. Amy, tell us how ACE has been working for you and the type of engagement you're getting with prospects and clients.
Yeah, thank you very much. I would have to say ACE is working for me primarily because of its consistency, and also just to reiterate the attractiveness to all the articles, and the fact that they are really relevant, informational articles on real estate, and then, you know, anything having to do with real estate, whether it's home decor or, you know, what's going on, you know, with, let's say, oil situations, or, you know, oil tanks, or whatever the information is. So I think that I think the consistency and the posting to all my social media contacts in Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of that helps me stay connected, and the ability to add in information, you know, just saying, hey, thought this was fantastic article, something like that, has brought me closer to my clients and people that potentially will be my clients. They respond back. So that's been really excellent.
That's fantastic. And as everyone can see on the screen, these are all personally branded landing pages that frankly look like you all designed them yourselves with the help of someone on your staff. This has got to save you time and money. You have time to go focus on, again, what you do, which is go on appointments and not be in front of your computer screen, right?
Definitely.
Excellent
Yeah,
value.
the fact that it helps and kind of runs itself, and it pops into your email. You can adjust it. You can send, you know, and get it right out on it's like your prompt, okay? Instead of, you know, going to your exercise class, you're being prompted to reach out to social media. It makes it very easy. That's what I like about it.
It makes it extremely easy. And again, it's value added content that your sphere and your readers want to read. It's helpful to them. I'm showing a slide now that has Pam with your, so this is showing it how it actually is used both ways, both on your business Facebook page, right? And then as a landing page that you can send out. So this is, tell us what you do with this after it's been posted.
Exactly. So what I do is sometimes if there's a subject that, you know, I'm not always looking at every post, which is none of us can, right? And that's the beauty of the program. But what I do is sometimes I'll make a comment after, and, you know, or ask a question, you know, kind of that call to action, you know, has anyone experienced whatever? And then we get dialogue going back and forth. For me, I don't have it set so that I have 30 posts a month, because I am fairly techie and I am active with other things on social media. And so I don't want it to be like, you know, 20 posts a day. So I randomly select, you know, I do it, you know, 3 times a week, which I think is, and then I supplement it with other things in between about my listings or local happenings, you know, things that other people may be interested in and not just the article. But you try to, one of the best things you could do when you post something is to get it there and then ask a question or share and tag on someone's page if it's relevant information to something they know. You know, you have a first-time home buyer and it talks about mortgages. Similar to what someone else had said, I think it was Brenda, you know, tag them or forward it to them directly and say, hey, this might be, you know, something that you'd be interested in.
Excellent, thank you. And Brenda, you had mentioned to me you use this you include these articles in your newsletters. Could you share with everyone how you do that?
Sure. I have a farm. When I, much like the other person, when I used to begin my real estate career in Detroit, Michigan, and when that market started to falter, we basically laid out a map on our kitchen table and found Wichita, and felt that it would be a good place to try this again. So we didn't know a soul at all either. And so what I did was I started a geographic farm where I lived because I loved the area where I lived, and got 300 people on it and made it my commitment to add 5 people a month to a minimum of 5 people a month to that newsletter, to that farm, so that I could build my business. And I now have just over 912 people on that list that I send every single month. I send a newsletter in the mail. And that newsletter has 4 parts to it. The first part is real estate news, which is anything that's going on in real estate. The second part is my family update, because I feel very strongly that I kind of embed people in my life. And then the last part is wacky stuff, just wacky, useless facts. And in that newsletter, I always put something that is helpful for homeowners or people who are going to be homeowners, because people are buyers and sellers for a very short time, but they're homeowners forever. And providing that information used to be, before I started with ACE, I had to spend time researching what I was going to say. And it took a lot of time to do that. Now I've got 30 things to choose from every single month, from folks that maybe missed it on social media, or I didn't send it to them directly, and I can choose bits and pieces from it and put it in my newsletter as part of the real estate news, and it just makes my life so much easier.
And you also share the link with people who have visited your website, right? And invite them to like your Facebook page, which creates more engagement.
Absolutely, yes.
Is a great tip as well. And just fantastic all the way around. I wanted to mention, we are recording today's webinar. Each attendee will receive a link via your email address so that you can re-watch this again and see the slides. And we're also offering at the end of the webinar free 14-day trial of ACE, as well as a discount package available before we end the webinar today. So all of
Sherri?
you have, yes, ma'am.
It's Pam Charron. Sorry to interrupt, but just before we leave that last subject where you talked about inviting friends, because I think we all want, not only are we embracing the ACE program, but also today we want to make sure that we do share general helpful tips to the audience that they can integrate in their social media. And the point that you just made about inviting friends or inviting customers as part of my checklist, whether it be a buyer or a seller, I will definitely always send them a link to my business page and just let them know that, I have a particular verbiage that is written up, but basically it says, you're invited because there is helpful information as homeowners, would you go ahead and join? But the verbiage is written in such a way that it is, they want to join because they think they're going to get something, not just, will you like my business page? So quality professional articles are posted and researched on today's real estate facts and things that are relevant today. So I think that's a good tip for everybody listening is, the more people that you can get engaged in your site, whether they are here today or message you 5 years later, which has absolutely happened to me. I think it's important to it's a good way to increase your amount of people. I hate to say the likes because it seems more than that, but people engaged in your site.
Yeah, we're looking for not just a like, but someone to do something, call to action.
Precisely.
And when they see the value in this content. Many of you are using this. I know I have all the articles available on my website for people to just go and research a topic if they wanted to. It's easy. It's the most relevant. It's also truly the highest form of research. This is coming from, again, RISMedia, the leader in all things real estate. And the underlying theme here is it's automated. It provides engagement. You're getting business from it. Several of you mentioned direct business that you can say, I got 3. Brenda, you had over 3 sales from using ACE. Is that correct?
Yes.
Possibly more. And again, staying in touch with people and being top of mind. Many of you commented to me that this allows you to stay relevant, stay top of mind, provide value, and provide valuable content about home ownership that is not all about you trying to list or sell their house, which is a fantastic way to stay top of mind with people in an environment where everyone is trying to get everyone's attention. And this is just a good, I think I heard the word consistent, Amy, that you mentioned consistent. So anything else anyone wants to share about ACE that has helped? And I know from an enterprise level, Ron, your agents must love this.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. We get positive feedback from them all the time. Both from the engagement, the quality of the posts, almost just pleasant posts coming back to us going, this is, it's amazing. I didn't even think about this, or how this pertains to just the inner workings of what's going on, or, multiple offers or inspections or things of that nature, or wire fraud, as previously mentioned. Those are all very hot topics right now. And they come out, they're timely. They're very individual, personal, automatic. I think most of our agents are opting to not do the review prior to. I think some were at first monitoring and having a little bit more selection. Then after, building that confidence and seeing the quality of the content that was being produced for them, just went with letting it go. It's kind of that autopilot that we had said right there in the name. So,
and I'll say all of you are top agents in your markets, and you all have this on auto. The trust in the content and the confidence of what is being posted is bar none. They're in a class of their own with ACE. This is the content is truly remarkable, and you can trust it. Again, coming from RISMedia. I just want to show our users the setup for this, and there is, as I mentioned, a 14-day free trial, and also a discount on an annual basis for this program. It's very affordable. Simply, you go in and add your picture, your logo, other information about yourself. You can have a secondary logo. Maybe you're putting your broker's logo. You have your own logo. You can co-brand. ACE will create this page immediately. Very simple. And then you add your to your profile, you add all of the links for Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, and you select the posting schedule that you would like. It's very simple. You can go in and change this very simply, one click, and decide how often you want to post, and that's it. And then ACE will begin posting within 24 hours. And again, this feature about being able to manually go in and pull other content and post that whenever you want to is great. It's simple. It's shareable. Again, we heard a lot of panelists using this in their email campaigns to people, that they are sending this out via email as well off of the social sites. But very, very easy to use and extremely affordable. And as we mentioned, several of our panelists are using this, and our users use ACE on an individual level. And also, as we heard, it is available on an enterprise level. So anyone out there who's a manager or broker owner, and wants to inquire about how to use this with your teams, like Ron is doing, certainly we would be happy to help you with that. So we're going to just talk about some ways, and I want to thank all the panelists because you gave some amazing examples of how you're using this. We're also talking today about how we leverage social media and dominate Facebook to create more business. And if we think about the evolution of the internet, just going back to 20 some years ago when we all thought AOL was the internet. Remember, it was America Online was basically.
You have mail.
Yeah, you have mail, exactly. And it was just that, like everyone referred to the internet as AOL. And then I always ask people who still has an AOL email address. I mean, it's kind of nostalgic, but it's fun to see. And then we have to explain to the millennials that AOL is America Online. And then came along Google. And Google was fascinating to the world because you could type in one word or two words and have all this information at your fingertips. And so for many years, Google was the internet, let's face it. And now we have Facebook, and truly Facebook has integrated everything into one community, one online community. And when we think about all the information that is available just in the social framework of using Facebook, how can we generate more leads? How can we get more engagement from people? Some of you are doing email campaigns. You're using Facebook by boosting ads. Some of you out in the audience are using social media to help generate more contacts and leads and traffic at your open houses and boosting those. We're going to talk about those ways that you can do that very economically, and also incorporating landing pages and what landing pages are and how they help. But when we look at just the mindset of Facebook, it really is, and I think Ron said it earlier, it's a social event, and all these demographics are available. People's birthdays, their email, personal information, buying habits, everything that they're doing, and we can now advertise to those folks in a way we never could before, by choosing demographics in the Facebook boost ad and targeting those buyers, maybe, for example, that would go to your open house. And folks who say, I don't really want to be on Facebook, you really need to be, because it's the way of the future. In fact, home search is available on Facebook, if you weren't aware of that, which in some areas has taken off. But again, we're going to talk about, how do we use Facebook to get more engagement and not just get likes, but get people to do call to action. So we want likes, we want comments, we want shares, and we want link clicks. These are all fantastic ways. And most agents that I coach talk about, I put out a Facebook business page and I post all my houses, and that's great, to post your listings and market them, of course. And then they say to me, I just get a bunch of likes and then nothing. So again, we want to encourage people to share, and they'll do that. If you say share this post, they'll actually do that. They will also comment, but you have to ask a question. And they will also do a call to action if you have a link. So, years ago, we never posted the price of a house, and that was on purpose. We would put in one style, a ranch, a 2-story, and a split level, and not put the pricing so that we would get people to call. And so today, really effective posting involves a link click to a landing page that has more information about that property. I'm going to show you some examples of how to do that. Are any of you using, I know, Ron, you're using Facebook advertising to promote your home search, and then you're also using it for recruiting. But tell us a little bit about your Facebook advertising that you're doing.
So I'd say about 40% of our total ad spend for lead generation is directed towards Facebook through, strategic spend. Most of that traffic is directed back towards landing pages, mostly either community or property specific, like you had mentioned, but using real properties that are either on the market or properties that we've sold in certain communities. So call to actions in certain communities with either a local landmark or an actual property that was sold or that we were a part of in that particular area as the call to action. And especially now with the inventory moving as fast as it is, obviously it works a lot better for us to be able to schedule our ads on Facebook using properties in the ads that we will upload and use a photograph, because I think we also get a higher click-through when we're actually uploading a photograph and then drawing a link back to our IDX website provider, which obviously then allows people to search the properties in that particular community. So that's the main way that we're doing it on our business page, as well as kind of mixed in with the Ace Media posts. So like Gary V said, or as jab, right hook, we're kind of give, then ask. So we're constantly giving information and then asking, if you'd like more information in this community, this is where you get it. And we see a very high engagement and click-through from our posts to clicks to leads to consumers, because we really don't even like to refer to them as leads, because they're people, they're buyers, they're sellers. We try to take that whole persona on, that they're actual people, and treat them as such. So
excellent. Thank you for sharing that. When we're going to show some examples of real landing pages, but I think you're absolutely right. They are real people, and we start looking at them like that, we can provide even more value. This page offers all of our viewers an opportunity to just, again, look at how your Facebook business page is set up. What template are you using? The arrows here point to most agents just opted for the business page format, the business template on Facebook. When you created your business page, you may not have even known that there was a template called Services. And what's nice about Services is it allows you the opportunity to promote all your services that you offer. So you can obtain a free pre-approval, or click here to learn about my marketing services, or I would like a free market analysis, and have call to actions there. So make sure that you're using the Services tab feature that allows you to have services presented, because that's what you do. You offer lots of services. Next is making sure we have call to action buttons. You'll see on this slide, it says book now. It's a popular, book an appointment, in this case with Jesse, book, call today, call now. We're really in a world of, if you're maximizing that opportunity at that moment when people are ready to speak, you're available. So also looking at making sure you have followers, and a lot of them, and how do you engage people to start following you? By providing good content. Obviously using ACE is helpful to do that. Also looking at your reviews. This is an area that most agents don't realize. Again, you could be the best agent, but if you don't have any reviews, people are not going to use you, because in today's world, reviews are it. So how to get more reviews is huge. And the reviews on your Facebook page are just amazing, because these can be from people who are card-carrying fans of yours, who love you, refer you business. These reviews can come from past clients. And if you've been in the business at all for any amount of time, it's never too late to send out an email to them, to all your past clients and friends, and say, I just launched my new Facebook business page. If you haven't already liked it, please click here to check it out. There's relevant information about home ownership and lifestyle information, as well as at that point asking them for a 5-star review. And it's clients of mine are using this and getting 26 to 30 people in the first week clicking on that and making a review happen. So you can go from 0 to 30 overnight if you just ask people, hey, please check out my page and give me a 5-star review. The other cool thing about this that most people don't know, most agents don't realize, you can go out into Facebook online and like as your page, which means the 3 little dots next to above that arrow, that orange arrow, those 3 dots will open up a menu that allows you to go out and like as your page. Well, what does that mean? Well, I can go out as Sherri Johnson, real estate expert, and like other people's comments or like their posts. I can go out and like their business pages, and you're really just out there branding yourself and communicating, and also supporting your clients, friends, and other people in the industry or in your sphere that you know, and you're marketing yourself online. So again, make sure that you're using the services template. One of the things I love is this likealyzer.com, which actually will evaluate your online engagement for you. So you just type in likealyzer.com in your URL address. This will give you an evaluation of how much you're engaging. Do you have enough photos? Are you engaging people online? Are you getting more than just those likes? So use that likealyzer.com, and it will ask you for the name of your Facebook business pages. Pop that in there, and it will give you a review of that. Other ways to create more followers, just simply posting on your personal page to follow you with a link click to your business page, using hashtags, lots of hashtags, and coming up with your own branded hashtags as well. These can be made in a program called Canva. Once you have reached several levels of followers, you can thank your followers with some fun graphics. These take less than 5 minutes to make, again, in a program that we all use called Canva. It's free. Most of us are not doing any additional self-promotional personal branding because we're so focused on our on our properties. Here's a great way to say you sold something. I don't even know if this house was ever for sale, but I know that it's combining a bunch of things. One, the agent's photo. There's a message that's results driven that says she sold something. It looks like a pretty stately home and a good price point. And it's just saying a lot of stuff in here with some hashtags. And again, personal promotion as an example. Here's another several ways that you can use Canva, which is just Canva. It's an app, it's free. Some of the photographs might cost you $1, but these templates are in the program and they're sized automatically for you so that they will automatically size to fit social media posts. But you can create several that look like this. I mean, this one right here, looking to sell your home, now taking listings, in this case for the 2017 fall market. I don't know whether this guy has 4 listings or 44 listings, but what a classy way to ask for more listings. You're taking more listings. I'm now taking more listings. It's great messaging. You can use other forms of self-promotion and branding to promote new to market listings or coming soon. Open houses. I just taught a class the other day, and one of our agents spent $8 and got 14 groups of people through using a boosted post on Facebook for her open house. She posted on a Thursday night, had all these groups through on Sunday. She sold the house herself, listed at $280. So for $8 on a boosted post, promoting that website, getting the traffic from Facebook and promoting this open house, she drove the buyer straight to that house. Again, all of this now becoming part of your listing presentation. It's unbelievable. Also using this to promote posts for client testimonials. You can type out a client testimonial, use their picture or not, and push those through on your feed, as well as any under contract or sold properties. And then, of course, promoting events or promoting charity events that are really popular and will help in so many ways to help the community and show that you're giving back as well.
Sherri?
Yes, ma'am.
It's Pam Charron. I wanted to comment on the $8 item,
Yes.
because I think sometimes people do not understand that it is not super expensive in any way to do some of these. It's still very reasonable. And I know for me that I'm very particular with where I spend my marketing dollars, that, you want to engage in things and spend your money on where you're going to get results. And, for example, we talk about newspaper advertising, how expensive that is. That paper gets thrown out that day. Well, these campaigns you can set for a number of days, and you can actually search them down, advertise by demographic. So if, for example, I have a property on the water here that has a dock, I may target boaters. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that a little bit,
Yes,
but it can be very targeted and very inexpensive.
I'm glad you brought this up. In fact, it's, the demographic piece of the boost that you're posting is that specific. So you're absolutely right. You can target by how much money people make, by age. I have agents that are using this to, like yourself, to promote by hobbies, but also they target millennials for a certain area, or they're targeting baby boomers, or they're targeting the move up buyer. So absolutely excellent comment to add. This here just shows you that, again, we want link clicks for a call to action. So it's fuzzy, but the purpose here is to look at the insights. What's the reach? How many people saw this and did something with it? Did I get enough engagement? Were there shares? If I say this is a brand new listing, please share this, people will start to share it. It's amazing if you say that. And then you say, for more information, to take a closer look, click here. And there's a link click there for people to click on to get more information about that house. And here's a sample, just again, landing pages that will drive buyers and sellers to your inbox. And what's nice about a landing page that, again, most people don't realize, but a landing page is serving one purpose alone. And it's, when you just tell someone to go to your website, it's very difficult. Once they get there, they don't know what to do or where to navigate. And a confused mind will do nothing. And then that opportunity will just fizzle out, and they won't do anything. They come to a landing page, they fill out a form, something you're giving away, a value that's seen as valuable. They want the information. They can only do one thing at this landing page, and that is to fill out the form and hit submit. And again, this is where you can make a difference by adding tremendous value. So you can use these to generate call to action. This one particular shows if somebody wanted to buy your home, would you sell it? Find out its current value in today's market. They would click on that link and again, show up at a landing page. This particular client of mine, they were trying to differentiate themselves because they had the majority of the listings in a tight market. People were losing out through multiple offers. And so for this one, it was about join my exclusive home buying program. We put an ad, we put a testimonial in here. And again, grab some information from them, name, email. Instead of mobile, we say text. And we also, while we had their attention, figured we would ask at the bottom there, I want to, in these click boxes, buy a home, sell a home, obtain a pre-approval, or get a market analysis. So again, these create 300 leads. And out of those 300 leads, lots of qualified leads that this particular agent in the first week had 5 qualified leads that she turned, and they all had a house to sell, and she was able to provide exceptional service to them. The landing pages can be used for a number of different vehicles. You can, post something on Facebook that says, if you're interested in the value of your home, click here and offer them a market analysis. In the case I just explained, we use that for exclusive homebuyer program to sign up to know about listings first and fast. Agents are also using these landing pages for open house registration, which is fantastic because in most cases, that landing page will lead right into your single entry information that goes straight into your CRM. And then you can start following up with them. And you can even do a Facebook ad, you're trying to sell your home by owner, and here's a free report on how to sell your home by owner. Again, generating those particular sellers who are trying to sell by owner that you can add value and show, hopefully show the way when their home doesn't sell. Or you can just ask, through a landing page for people to join your mailing list to get awesome content. it's good to have content planned, and at the same time, it's good to have it on automated content like we saw with ACE, coupled with having a strategy for how you're going to incorporate your social media, digital marketing, and what is involved with that. And this is just a sample plan of how you look at your quarter. Each quarter, maybe there are specific things in a month that you want to promote: a fundraising event, community events, school events, and so forth. And again, incorporating ACE into that so that you have that covered in the content, because you don't have to write any of it, and it's just being put out. So I wanted to remind everyone too that there's an individual plan, also an enterprise level where you can join, and there are definitely ways to sign up for that. Peter, I'm just sharing the ace.rismedia.com would be the place to sign up. And today we're giving 10% off the annual rate, which is about $239 a year, which is less than $20 a month. And that is, my goodness, you don't have to hire an assistant, saves you time, saves you money. It's the best content available in the market today for you. And this is available. Enter promo code ACEWebinar2 for that. And again, if you're interested in learning about how to use this for your entire company, email ace@rismedia.com or call 203-855-1234 to connect with with one of the RISMedia sales associates. And I wanted to ask, before we look at some questions, just any other social media tips that may not have been mentioned that either Pam, Amy, Brenda, or Ron that you want to add to that you feel would be helpful.
I use something that also the Berkshire Hathaway Engage 121, which is also excellent. It just is it just complements ACE, and it's just coming from a different source, coming from my specific company.
Interesting, Amy. I'm Pam, and that's the one that I think is the least effective.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I don't know. I try to use it. It's just a complement to what I'm using today. What I like most about ACE is the real, concrete information that it's
so much more professional.
Yeah, like tax implications and stories with real studies and real depth of information. But it's just another way of reaching out and staying in touch with my customers. That's all, primarily. I think for me, this is Pam. The only thing that I would like to close for my part with is, if you don't have profiles, absolutely at a very minimum, get your profile set up on every social media platform. So if people Google you, they find you. And then invest in ACE, and because you don't have to be techie or want to do all your creative own post. Just set it and forget it. If you remember those commercials, get a profile, invest in ACE and just let it do work. And make no mistake, there are people that, even if you don't get a lot of likes on every single post, there are people watching you. I have gotten messages. I get more from the people I know, even within my own sphere that know me well, will message me through Facebook when they're ready to do something with real estate or they need advice. They actually do that versus email. It is becoming, it is the preferred way to communicate. So at the very minimum, get your profile set up, get a good content such as ACE, set it and forget it, and you'll see that it will benefit your business.
Someone's asking, I'd love everyone to answer this. All right, so are you on all social media, or are you using some more than others? So that would mean, do you have a Twitter, YouTube account? Are you using Facebook predominantly, Instagram. Ron, you and I chatted about this. Your thoughts?
Yeah. So for ACE, we use it to post to LinkedIn, Twitter, and we use it for our business Facebook page. And most of our agents are using it for probably 2 of the 3. Most of them are using it for their personal Facebook page. And you can certainly do a personal Facebook page as well as a business page, or then share your business content on the ones that you think are most relevant. Twitter, you know, some people use it, some people don't. It's interesting. We just find that we engage with a different type of audience different ways. Like when I'm trying to communicate something to the office, you know, we may send an email out to everybody, and then we have an internal communication channel, you know, like Slack. It's called Glip. It's attached to our phone service. I'll duplicate it that way. We'll duplicate it again on Facebook, and then maybe send a text message. And if you ask the entire audience, they may only feel that they saw the information once, just because we have so much noise around us that people tend to selectively tune out the frequencies that they don't want to pay as much attention to. So if you're taking similar content and sharing it through a wide variety of mediums, then I think you'll have a larger audience and different audiences in each one of the segments. Instagram and stuff, we do different posts that are there, but you can't do as many link backs. But it's, you know, because real estate's very visual, we find that we have good success with that as well. And that's very personal, individual, but we don't share this content from ACE on Insta. So,
yeah.
I don't know if I think that covered that.
Excellent. Yes. Anyone else about which modes, you know, which, you know, it's almost like you have to be on all of them. The lifespan on Twitter is so short, and then others are a little bit more effective. Amy or Brenda, do you have any comments about which?
I think Instagram is also really key. I think you kind of you have to be on Instagram, you have to be on LinkedIn, and you have to be on Facebook. And I think you just need to be seen kind of all the time. You need to be dancing in and out of when other people are going to be in and out of their social media. So I think you have to work all 3 of those. I think are probably the most important, at least in our area, at least for me.
Yeah. And Pam, I know you're using Pinterest and Google Plus in addition.
Yeah, I am an advocate that you need to have, at the very minimum, a profile, and that has to be updated. You know, it doesn't have to be constant, but a couple times a year go into each of them. But I am very active on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest. I do quick snap videos using Animoto. It's a great program, and it will, great homes in 45 seconds. Twitter, I think, for my business is probably the least effective. However, I still post there. So again, whatever the medium is, and I think it was Amy that said that, whatever the medium is that people prefer to use, and the more that my name, Sarasota and Beyond, and my name come up, when people Google, they're going to see that, whoa, this girl is like, she's all over, because people do understand, and I don't really care what age group, they know that technology is really important. So all of them I use.
And you just said, I also believe when you're on Google Plus, even if you post on there, not even as much as you do the other channels, I feel the Google, you do show up on Google searches. It is helping your SEO, your search engine optimization, big time. So I'm glad you shared about that. And, it really all points back to having content in front of people on a regular basis, and all of you just really effectively using ACE to leverage that. We had a question, Peter, I wanted to share or ask. The question is, once you start, do you have access to all of the previously written content? Is that something you could answer, Peter?
Sure, that's a great question, Sherri. So with ACE, you can, really manually share anything you want to that you see on RISMedia.com. And when you do that, it will remain branded to you, just like our automatic posts do. It's we're always pulling out interesting articles to post for you, but if there's a breaking story, maybe there's something on interest rates or something like that happens, and you want to share it right away, you can certainly do that as an ACE member, and that story will be branded to you. That kind of branding to you is one of our kind of a really neat features that we have when you're using social media and you wake up in the morning and maybe you want to update your Facebook page or whatever social media you're using, and you go out there and you have to look for this content and curate it and make sure or vet it, I should say, and make sure it's quality content, and then you post this story. And what you're really doing is you're driving that traffic back to a major news site, and maybe your clients have kind of lost all contact with you, and now they're looking at whatever site you shared the content from. With ACE, they're going to land on a page. That page is going to stay branded to you, and hopefully you get some connections that way.
Excellent. And someone asked if they're in multiple languages as well. I believe that is.
We've not yet, but that's been a pretty hot topic around the office, but not yet.
And to Peter's just stated point, you sign up today, you would be able to utilize the content you saw on these screens because those are part of the archived articles that you can go back and post and use. It's just amazing, and it really frees up. I had someone ask, how much time are you spending a week? I would ask each of you in a quick sentence, let us know, how much time do you spend on social media? I'll start with you, Amy.
I would say probably, actually not very much time, because it's been made so streamlined for me. I would say, probably an hour, in total, because it's so quick. You can pick up the articles, you can make the comments. If you do 15 minutes every morning just responding, it's very effective.
Perfect. Brenda? How much time do you spend on any social media because you're using ACE? Is that minimized your amount of time? I lost Brenda. Ron, you want to answer that?
Yeah, I would agree with, I don't know if that was Brenda or Amy's comment.
I am so sorry. I'm here.
It's okay.
Okay. It was.
I had you on.
No,
mute.
we have it limited to probably less than an hour, right? So we
Okay.
the automated posts go out. It's pretty standard. I probably still spend more time scrolling through and commenting on other people's, but it's almost a daily practice to try to break that. To be intentional about the time that I spend there.
Right.
To go onto the different channels, whether it's Insta or Facebook, like and respond, and then try to disengage unless somebody actually calls out a specific question to me so I can respond timely. So
Excellent. So the whole idea is you don't have to create the content. It's available. It's the best written, again, by RISMedia editorial staff. It's relevant. It's ready to go. It's on automatic, and it's helping you grow your business, stay engaged with people. And I can't thank you enough, all of you, for the amazing content that you gave us today. The information you've shared with us is so helpful, and I'm sure has helped many viewers, decide if they're going to use the program and how they can start engaging with more people online to create more relationships and maximize their effectiveness with social media. Thank you to Pam, Brenda, Ron, Amy, and Peter. And mostly thank you to RISMedia and ACE for sponsoring this awesome webinar that we had today. And I just want to thank everybody. We went a little bit over, but again, visit RISMedia to sign up today, and be looking out for the link of today's recorded webinar, Mastering Social Media Tips and Tools That Work. And again, thank you everybody for your participation today. And that's all of you. Thank you.
Bye now.
Have a great day.
Sherri Johnson, thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you on the next webinar from RISMedia. Take care.
Have a great day.
Thanks.